Hi guys, I am Shannon from Mental Health Louisville and Therapy by Shannon. And today we have a guest to answer one of your questions. Remember guys, this is our Ask Us Anything series. Questions asked by you guys, then we get a professional in the field to answer them and give you all sorts of good wisdom and insights. And today we have Nicole Bartlett with us. She founded Louisville Salt Cave back in 2015, which has served over 10,000 clients in preventative respiratory health and mental ease. She is passionate about holistic wellness and community healing and really believes that we all have the ability to self-heal in some capacity. She is certified in Reiki and Breathwork and offers her services through the Louisville Salt Cave. So if you want to learn more about Nicole, their services, go visit the Salt Cave. Just go to LouisvilleSaltCave.com and you'll be able to figure out all the good information and get connected to Nicole. But thanks, Nicole, for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we had this kind of question roll in, and of course, we knew you would be the right one to answer. So our question is, like, what is halotherapy? And then is it even a real thing? Like,
yeah. So it is a real thing. Halo is short for salt in Greek. So it's literally translated to dry salt therapy. The way this started was in the 1800s, the Polish salt miners were discovered to have better general health than the regular public. And it's because they were working in this antimicrobial environment in the salt mines. So they're breathing in this salt air that helps really clean up the lung microbiome, mucosal membrane, because it's antimicrobial. So they're breathing in this salt constantly, reducing inflammation, allowing for better oxygen access. And so this idea and concept, once they realized this, was duplicated in like closed environments like what we have here at the Louisville Salt Cave. So we actually run a generator that's grinding salt up into tiny particle sizes that you're able to breathe in this space. For a comparison, like allergens in the air are around an 8 micron size, whereas the salt is ground down to a 2. So it reaches really deep in the alveoli of the lungs. And so anything that's challenged by excess mucus, which is typically an immune response to something like an allergen, it helps to kind of dry and reduce that inflammation load. And it's cleaning in that, like, it's antimicrobial, so bacteria and viruses don't live well around it. It helps to kind of scrub up that lung microbiome and keep it really healthy.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's research on skin conditions as well. The session's detoxifying, so there's a number of different benefits to halotherapy, dry salt therapy.
Yeah. And I guess just out of curiosity, everyone can benefit from it. There's not really.
Yeah, I mean, it's like being on the beach for a few days. So we built a space that resembles a cave, in part because we love the aesthetic and because the amount of salt in this space really helps add to the experience. So when you come in and do a session in this in the Louisville Salt Cave, it's really mentally relaxing. There's a number of healing properties to the Himalayan salt. The construction and the quantity in here, it was all very intentionally done. And it's also part of our business model to give back to the earth for what we took to do this. That's very important to us. We streamline what we provide as a salt product because we're consuming the product ourselves and selling to consumers. So it's important that we have that built into our value system. But aside from that, the benefits of the salt itself in this cave really help with mental relaxation. So a lot of our clients come for that. Some come with challenges with seasonal depression. The color in here is really helpful during that time. So the space itself is constructed for deep mental rest. Almost, I'd say anybody can use that these days. Mm-hmm. And then the respiratory and skin health benefits, detoxification. Not too many of us are walking around with a ideal nutritional or athletic, bodies. So yeah, detoxing is always nice at a gentle level.
Yeah, of course. And I'm assuming you're in your space right now.
Yes, yeah. I like to do Zoom in here when I can. It's not huge. There's a few chairs in here. But yeah, so it's a community space. Clients come in together. Even with COVID, there's tons of space in here for people to be in this space. One unique feature to our to the cave is we're constantly moving the air out of this room. So there's no recirculation in this space,
Right.
which makes it really safe. And then the antimicrobial properties of salt aid in that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's constantly moving out. You're not sharing recirculated airspace. That happens during sessions.
Yeah.
So keeping the airspace in here very clean.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, anything else you want to leave us with? I don't know, any halotherapy tips or recommendations, or I don't know.
Yeah, so I'll explain like what happens in a session, because a lot of people are like, what do you do? We built this space really with meditation in mind. It's too dark to read. I have an extra light over here that is backlighting a little bit, but we really encourage people to come in and just quiet the mind. So we play binaural beat music often, which helps to work with brainwave activity to put you in a state of rest. That's probably our most typical music. A lot of people fall asleep. Some people choose to actively meditate or pray. But it's really shutting out the external world and quieting and bringing stillness to the experience. And then you get the benefit of the dry salt therapy. So when you say, what do? You don't do much. It's a meditative environment. Like I said, it's a community space. You can also book the cave privately. So if you're uncomfortable being with others, you can do it privately and bring up to 6 people within your own group if you like. And then we also have guided meditation options. We can play beach waves for you. So it's just a very still experience. I often refer to it as like a massage for the mind, because you're quieting so much. People just leave feeling so much lighter. And that's because salt absorbs, right? Like, so if we're talking about the physiological part of salt, or the energetic aspect of salt, it's absorbing. So what you're carrying in, you may not be carrying out. And you feel so much lighter after a session.
Yeah.
Our sessions are typically 45 minutes long.
Okay.
We charge on a sliding scale to make that accessible to more people. So it's between 30 and 50. You pick what you pay in that range per session. And then if you were to pay online, it's 39. We do special events. We offer Reiki in the space. That's privately scheduled right now. I do offer breathwork as well. And again, that's virtual at the moment, but that's really like a virtual breath exploration. So it's a great way to tap in and see if you like the practice.
Mm-hmm.
And we look forward to opening that up to groups when we're able.
Cool.
And then, yeah, we sometimes do yoga. There's different things that we can do in here. So if you're interested in a special event, like crystal sound bowl meditations, just reach out and we can figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah, that's so great to have a community space, but also an intentional space to like slow down, calm ourselves. Cause like you said, this year, but also just we're humans. Our whole life is like fast paced, future forward, lots of things. So to be able to have like a safe, comfortable space with lots of healing spaces in it too. So like it's beneficial no matter what happens.
Yeah, we like to say go inside to create your outside, because if we don't ever stop and still ourselves, then we can't really create what is true to us. So we can go out and create 1,000 things 1,000,000 miles a minute, but like if we don't stop and listen to what we're supposed to be creating, then there's just more obstacles, more resistance. So like to take that moment to pause and to check in with yourself and say, hey, where am I in this world? What is in service of me and what is not? Like it really seems to, and it brings up whatever you have to work on as well. So it's just.
Yeah, and allows for some alignment, which I think is a little bit less frictiony than some of the other things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Nicole. Guys, remember LouisvilleSaltCave.com, or just simply Google it. Everything will come up. You'll be able to get information on their services and offerings and healing spaces. But yeah, until next time, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shannon.